Alright, you guys, so I talked about Death Race. Now I'm going to talk to you about Death Race 2. Now, Death Race 2 is not directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, but he is a producer on this movie. This one is directed by Rule Ryan. I think that's how you say his name. He's foreign, so there's a good chance that I may have mispronounced his name, but yeah. And this one is starring Luke Goss, Danny Trejo, Ving Rhames, Sean Bean, and the overall plot of Death Race 2 is it is a prequel to the Jason Statham movie. And it was a direct-to-DVD thing. It didn't come out in theaters. The first one was the only one to come out in theaters, and I saw that one in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. Watch my review of Death Race 1. But Death Race 2, direct-to-DVD, so I wasn't really expecting much when it came out. Like, as much as a fan as I am of the first Death Race movie, I'm like, Death Race 2, direct-to-DVD, I'll take it for a direct-to-DVD film. But to me, I really enjoy Death Race 2 quite a bit. In fact, I might like it even just as much, or maybe even a little bit more. Well, I wouldn't say a little bit more. Probably just as, like, I have just as much fun with Death Race 2 as I do with Death Race 1. But, of course, there are some things in Death Race 1 that are done better. But let's talk about some of this. The cast. The cast of Luke Goss. And basically, I'll talk about the plot first, basically. Like I said, fuck you. So the plot of Death Race 2 is we meet Carl Lucas, who's played by Luke Goss, and he's in the wrong place, the wrong time kind of thing, and he gets busted doing this bank robbery thing where he's working under Sean Bean, and Carl Lucas gets sent to prison. And when he gets to this prison, he sees this thing called Deathmatch. Not Death Race yet, Deathmatch. And he sees all the prisoners fighting to the death in like this pay-per-view, like live subscription kind of event. And it happens like all the time there, and these prisoners are fighting to the death for entertainment, for sport, and he's killing for sport. But yeah, and then some stuff happens, and they eventually decide that they're gonna change Deathmatch into Death Race, where it's basically the same general idea, only they're racing, trying to kill each other on the track, and they come up with the thing where if they win 5 races, they win their freedom. And Carl Lucas just gets stuck in the middle of this. So, yeah. But while Carl Lucas is there, he meets his pit crew, which consists of Goldberg, Lists, Katrina, and I can't remember the other guy's name, to be honest with you. I love this movie so much, and I used to watch it all the time. But yeah, Goldberg, who's played by Danny, which is funny because there's a guy in this movie who looks like Bill Goldberg from like WWF and stuff like that. Sorry, WWE. But yeah, there's another guy in here that looks like Goldberg, but he's not Goldberg. Danny Trejo is playing Goldberg, and what I think of Danny Trejo, I love Danny Trejo. I'm sorry, in pretty much anything that Danny Trejo is in, I like him, even if it's a terrible movie. And he's done some pretty bad direct-to-video kind of low-budget, really not good movies. But Danny Trejo is always really good in them. Like he's always a lot of fun to watch, no matter what. So yeah, to see him in a Death Race movie made me pretty happy. I thought he did a great job. Fred Kohler is back as Lists from the first movie. And, you know, we actually, like, it's funny because we see Lists go to jail at the same time Carl Lucas does. But we still don't know what he went in for. Not a big deal thing, but, you know, it was cool to see Lists back. I'm glad they got Lists back. Also back from the first movie's 14K, who's played by Robin Shou, who I didn't talk about in the first movie because there really wasn't too much to say about 14K in that first one. But in this one, he's basically just another prisoner. But yeah, it was cool to see 14K and, you know, the character 14K, played by Robin Shou, back again, just to kind of be like, okay, yeah, this is a prequel, this is how it all got started. Katrina, who's played by, I'm going to say her name wrong, Taint Phoenix? Anyways, like Case in the first movie, she is just a hot chick who's navigating Death Race. You know, she's navigating Carl Lucas's car, and that's pretty much it. But I will say they do kind of give this one a lot more to do than they gave Case to do in the first movie. So, you know, that was pretty cool. So, Ving Rhames is playing Wayland in this movie, and Wayland is the owner of Terminal Island, the prison where this is all taking place. And we don't see him too much in the movie, which is, no, I guess fine. I do like Ving Rhames a lot, so I'm happy to see him in anything. But, he's really good in this movie, but, like, I don't know. I thought he was going to be in the movie more than what he was. I mean, he's definitely in there. He's not just in, like, one scene or anything. He's in there. But he's not in it as much as I was hoping. The action in this movie. The action, same as the first one. In fact, this one even might have went more over the top than the first movie did, which is hard to believe. Especially on a direct-to-video budget. But you can tell that they filmed at the same location, or at least it really looked like the same location. So, I was very impressed there. It definitely ties the two in pretty well. Yeah. Sean Bean, that's what I was going to talk about. Sean Bean is playing this guy named Marcus Kane, who, like I said, he's this big-time, like, mobster kind of guy. And Carl Lucas he was a friend of his, but he's also working for him kind of thing. And Marcus Kane, once he finds out what happened with the bank robbery, he wants Carl Lucas dead. So he gets a hold of everybody in the prison and says, look, I'm going to try to do a Sean Bean impression, okay? Don't judge me here. $1,000,000 to the man who kills Carl Lucas. That was horrible. This offer expires in 24 hours. That was even worse. That was Craig Ferguson. This offer expires in 24 hours. You kill him, or I kill you. I can't do a Sean Bean impression. That's tragic. I've never actually attempted a Sean Bean impression before. Never. But, anyways, worth a shot. Now I know not to ever do that one again. I like seeing Sean Bean in this movie. But, of course, it's Sean Bean, so, you see him and you're like, oh, he's in a movie called Death Race, and it's Sean Bean. He's gonna die. Now, does he die in the movie? I'm not going to say whether he does or not. But he's in a movie called Death Race, and it's Sean Bean. So, anyways, yeah, the action of this movie, like I said, it's over the top, it's cheesy, maybe even more over the top than the first one was, but it's still fun, it's entertaining, it's a lot of fun. The comedy is still the same thing with the first one is, you have comedy in there, but only if it fits. The comedy fits, it flows nice together. I would think this one has a little bit more comedy than the first one had, but, still, it flows right in. So, yeah, Death Race 2, I'm a huge fan of it, and I'm not really that big on prequels. There are a couple exceptions of a couple prequels that I do enjoy. Death Race 2 is one of those exceptions. I really love Death Race 2 a lot. I do. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, what do you guys think of Death Race 2? Oh, and one more thing before I go is, yes, this does tie in, like, if you watch Death Race 2 and then you watch Death Race 1, it would be perfectly fine. It's a smooth transition. It kind of, by the end of this movie, you feel like it's the start of Death Race 1, where Death Race 1 started. So, it's very, very nice. But there's one more Death Race movie that we're going to talk about, and I'll get to that one next. So, Death Race 2, like, I gave the first one a solid 8. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a solid 8 also. Yes, I like it that much. What do you guys think of Death Race 2? Comment your thoughts on the video down below. Like the video, share, and fucking subscribe. Just do it!